There are no other places like a library, and we are keeping a community active and busy, and they have a place to share family time and a place to have downtime and a place to be creative and to be entertained or educated.
I think I've had a library card here for over 20 years. It goes back before we were actually full-time residents down in Mystic.
My grandchildren love the library. One of my grandchildren lives here in Mystic. The other one comes to Camp Grandma quite often.
15 years ago, my husband died, and when he died, I thought, what am I going to do with my time? So I thought, oh, the library has done so much for me. Maybe I can give back to them.
Because some books, even if they're fiction, can tell kids a lot about the life out there. They can tell kids a lot about what's going on in the world. They can tell kids about complicated emotions, crazy situations, and how to get out of those situations. So books are really informational, even if they're fiction.
We take things for granted. You turn on public radio and you think, gee, here it is, and I enjoy it. You come to the library and you think, it's readily available, but somebody has to pay the bills.
Only 27% approximately of our funds come from the two towns that support us, as well as the state, a modest amount from the state. So clearly the other approximate 70% needs to come from the community.
We just need support from the community, and I think that we just have to do more outreach to make it clear to everyone that as a percentage, the money coming from the towns declines every year. It doesn't increase.
I do not think the community knows how we are funded at all. I think they'd be surprised to learn how much is through private donations and gifts, and I think we do a lot with that.
It seems to me a terrible waste to buy a book when you can, quote, rent a book, but for free. You know, without funding from donors, the library couldn't survive.
Every dollar is important to us, and we appreciate everything because we know often that's really what somebody can afford to give, and it tells us that they appreciate and really love the library.
We need our community to support us, and in return, we support our community.
I think people share some of their the money to the library because they want to keep the library here so that their kids, and their kids' kids can have books to read for generations to come, and all the kids will love to read, and that's a great trait in any kid.
The library is just part of the heartbeat of this town. It's so much more than the magazines that I can see from where I'm sitting at the moment, and books, to all sorts of programs and outreach.
You know, we are two towns divided by a river. The Mystic Noank Library is a place that brings us together.
Since the pandemic, I knew the library was closed for a while, and so I was just stuck at home just reading the same books over and over. It was not great, but once the library opened, yay! I was so happy! I was so happy because I could get more books out. Books are like my trip to Fantasyland. I love books.